Welcome back to BaldHeaded Metal, guys, and welcome back to another Nemophila reaction. This time around to the song Raitea, or Raitea, I'm pretty sure I'm mispronouncing it. But this band is one of those bands over time of my course in my channel. My opinion has quite changed on this band, and I've started to enjoy it more and more as I've kind of loosened up on my own preconceptions of what I should like or what I'm kind of used to. And as you can see, the progression in my videos to these bands, I've grown to actually quite like what they represent. With that being said, let's jump into it. Let's see what we got. Be prepared that I will express my opinion 100%, but I'll try to do it politely. Let's see what we got here. For some reason, this reminded me right of the Rob Halford solo albums he did, Crucible, and what's the other one? He did like two really good kind of heavy metal, new wave British heavy metal, traditional heavy metal albums, but they were heavier than the previous stuff he did with Judas Priest, which is really cool. I kind of like what's going on here. I really enjoyed. Yes, she has the Arch Enemy T-shirt. About Nemophila, I think what I preferred over somebody like Love Bites or even Bandmate is anybody who's familiar to this channel. I love heavy music, and they tend to be on the heavy side and quite kick-ass, especially in this song in particular. It's already quite heavy. I gotta say, I think I typically said that I either wasn't a fan or I said something about her clean vocals that I didn't particularly connect with them. I actually quite think they're really good in this song, and everything matches really, really nicely. It gives me just the vibes of like traditional metal with modern sound, giving it that hard rock heavy sound, where they kind of transcend just being a heavy metal band. They kind of do their own thing, which seems to be the thing about a lot of Japanese bands that you guys kind of pushed me to react to, is that they tend to not stay within the ranks or the realms of what we think a heavy metal band should be, and they really kind of go to different directions, which is a good thing, but it's taken me a very long time. Like, I grew up with anime, I grew up with the Japanese movies and all these kinds of things, so I have some remnants of an idea that some of the quirkiness of the culture, but I still can't get used to like the way they write the music. Like, I don't know how to tell you logically, but it's very Japanese, and I still have a hard time getting used to that because I'm so set in my ways of how heavy metal has been written by European or let's say American, even Middle Eastern bands, whereas this Far East Japanese style is quite different. But you can't deny, I think the music is quite good. Even if the chorus has that vibe that I just talked about, I think the music and the main riffs are quite good. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, the solo. But you know what? I think I mentioned it on this channel. I don't know. Again, what is it about? I'm not even gonna say Japanese, Far Eastern rock and metal bands. Man, they can shred. It seems like everybody's like a virtuoso player. It's like it's ridiculous. Bandmate, Love Bites, like all the bands you've introduced me beyond the ones I've heard on my own, they just shred, absolutely shred the guitar. Um, I have to say I like this actually quite a lot more than the other song that I reacted to a couple of weeks ago. It's more my this is more my style, but I would also like to hear almost come back to the Nemophila sound of what I did in the beginning on my channel, where I believe she did growls too, right? She was doing some growls. It was heavier music. If you guys can recommend me something along those lines as well, because I feel like my perspective's really shifted. Like we tend to be moody and we change how we feel about music all the time. And in this particular instance, I've become, at least I feel like I've become a lot more open to this band. I also see some fans here that understand where I'm coming from, and then there's some fans that if you say one negative thing, they tend to get really upset. And that's just how I am. I've always been quite a critical of a person, but even I can step back and be like, whoa, this is kick ass. 失わないで Yeah, check out like for those who so you can see where I'm coming from. Check out like for Rob Halford, the one you love to hate with the one he did with Bruce Dickinson, or Wrath of God, Crucible, handing out bullets or hand out bullets. Like from those two albums, it has a very similar sound. I'm not saying that they copied that, but it feels like they captured that particular style and then put their own thing on top of it, which I think is really cool. Definitely one of the better, not the one, but I shouldn't say one of the better songs. Probably the song I enjoyed the most in recent history, because I have a fading memory of what I've done in the beginning. I just remember that Zaito Billy, I think they did the cover of Maximum the Hormone, was really kick-ass as well. I would love to come back to it and react to them as well if you guys are into it. So I'll wait for your comments down below to kind of put me in the direction where I should go next. Hopefully you enjoyed the reaction. Guys, make sure to enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe out there, and most of all, keep it metal.